Good evening, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated Journato evening headlines on September 2, 2022. 6 months in, the Ukraine war is a brutal stalemate with no end in sight. How you sleep could be strongest predictor of when you will die, study says. The Independent. I'm an expert and here's how your sleep age can predict your risk of death. The Sun. Scientists use sleep age to infer long-term health. Medical Express. Scientists used sleep age to infer long-term health. Neuroscience News. Your sleep age may predict your mortality. Experience. I am the Monopoly World Champion. Taiwan tycoon to fund 3.3 million strong army of civilian warriors to defend against invasion. Donald Trump obviously thinking about running again in 2024 and Ukraine war would not have happened if he was still president, Jared Kushner says. Sky News. Jared Kushner claims Ukraine war would not have happened if Donald Trump was still president. The Independent. Trump is obviously thinking about running for U.S. president in 2024. Kushner. Reuters.com. Trump is obviously thinking about running for president in 2024, Jared Kushner says. Powder kegs waiting for a spark, rising costs threaten global unrest, say risk analysts. How Sarah Palin lost in Alaska and why Republicans got it so wrong. The Independent. First FT, Sarah Palin's bid at political comeback fails. Financial Times. Critics ridicule Tom Cotton over complaints about Sarah Palin results. The Independent. Sarah Palin loses comeback bid as Democrat wins in Alaska. Chile rallies for and against new constitution, in pictures. The Guardian. Push for new constitution exposes Chile's divisions. Financial Times. Explainer. Is Chile about to tear up its Pinochet-era constitution? Reuters.com. Opinion. Chile is voting on a new constitution. It needs a rewrite. The Washington Post. Will Chileans vote for one of the world's most progressive constitutions? Ukraine News. Live. Russian troops in Kherson pushed back by Kyiv, UK says. The Independent. Ukraine makes early tactical gains in long battle to retake Kherson. Politico Europe. Ukraine retaking territory from Russians in the south, but at a heavy cost. The Telegraph. Russia-Ukraine war latest, what we know on day 191 of the invasion. The Guardian. Putin stalled Ukraine war shows his army can't conduct large-scale, complex operations, says UK. Myanmar's Suu Kyi gets jail with hard labor for election fraud. Reuters. Myanmar. Aung San Suu Kyi given 3 more years for election fraud. BBC. Myanmar court sentences Aung San Suu Kyi to another 3 years for election fraud. The Independent. Myanmar's Suu Kyi gets more jail, hard labor. Reuters. Myanmar court convicts Suu Kyi of vote fraud, adds jail time. Joe Biden says Trump ideology threatens U.S. democracy. BBC. Biden warns in primetime speech, democracy is under assault. Guardian News. Biden's picturesque setting with a dark twist. BBC. Joe Biden's primetime speech got everything right, but will it be enough to change any minds? Does China believe its own propaganda on Uyghurs? BBC. China rejects UN report on Uyghur rights abuses in Xinjiang. The Independent. Uyghurs UN report, international community must take action or be willfully complicit. BBC. The UN's report on the Uyghurs nearly didn't see the light of day, thanks to China. The Guardian. The Guardian view on the UN and Xinjiang, no one can say they don't know. Markets rally after US jobs report, G7 ministers back Russian oil price cap, pound under pressure, as it happened. The Guardian. August jobs report, non-farm payrolls at 315,000, USD in focus after breakout. Daily FX. US added 315,000 jobs in August but unemployment rate increases. Daily Mail. Slower, but still strong US job growth expected in August. Reuters. Critical August jobs report expected to run hot and that could lead to a more aggressive Fed. Mikhail Gorbachev was shocked and bewildered by Putin's war in Ukraine, translator claims. Sky News. Russian President Putin not attending funeral of Mikhail Gorbachev. BBC News. BBC News. Gorbachev could have unleashed a Tiananmen in Berlin. That he did not do so is his top achievement. The Telegraph, the cause of Mikhail Gorbachev's downfall. Belfast Newsletter. History will judge Mikhail Gorbachev far more favorably than the Kremlin's current occupant. People told to shower with their mouths closed as water crisis worsens in Mississippi. Sky News. Biden, Mississippi governor has to act on Jackson water. The Independent. It's a travesty in this day and age. Anger as U.S. city of 150,000 left with no safe water to drink. Sky News. Opinion. Jackson's water crisis could happen elsewhere as the climate changes. The Washington Post. Tucker Carlson blames progressive mayor of Jackson for city's flood-induced water shortage. Aid continues to arrive in Pakistan as deaths from floods pass 1,200. The Guardian. Aid pours into Pakistan. Deaths from floods cross 1,200 mark. The Independent. Waterborne diseases spread among flood victims in Pakistan. Runcorn and Witness World. Appeal for UK aid as worst floods in Pakistan's history leave 6 million in urgent need. The Guardian. Pakistan floods. UK charities launch deck appeal to save lives as 6 million in dire need. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.